Each institution is required to have a pedagogical framework collaboratively developed with the community to ensure the high-quality evidence teaching practices focused on the success of the students. The pedagogical framework should include the expectations and the core principles of the institution. Outcomes expected. Description of the institution's values and beliefs about both teaching and learning that respond to the desired levels of students' achievement. Outline a framework of processes for professional learning and leadership to support the whole institutional pedagogical practices to monitor and increase the sustained impact of those practices on every student's achievement. Detail or guide the teaching practices, procedures and strategies that are aligned with the institution's values and support students' improvement. Design thinking as a process, as well as the tools provided by the 6-Square model, can be strategically used to help you set the pedagogical framework of your institution. Module 2 is organized to help you take full advantage of the tools provided by the 6-Square model. We invite you to try out the following tools. Inspiration Board, popular tool to visualize information and trends. You'll need a Pinterest account and then you're set to go to collect interesting images related to your project. Letting go of critical and logical thoughts, allow yourself and your team to rediscover and illustrate the world of education and pedagogy. This tool will work as a source of inspiration for your project. Stakeholder Map is a visual representation of the various individuals and groups involved in a project, providing an overview of shared and opposite interests. This tool allows you to improve the engagement of all actors related to the project. Scenario Analysis will help you to create and structure different hypothetical scenarios based on emerging trends and according to perspectives and insights which were generated in the previous tools. You will be given the opportunity to explore the emergence, empathy, elaboration and extension phases and experience firsthand the full potential of design thinking applied to education and training. Outcomes expected. When revising a curriculum, you're expected to achieve the following outcomes: better understanding students' needs and characteristics, as well as employees and labor market needs. Defining learning outcomes. Outlining and selecting the learning and teaching strategies. Understanding and selecting technologies. Evaluating and improving the curricula. To help you achieve the objectives, outcomes of setting up and revising a curriculum, you should apply a set of design thinking tools provided by the 6-Square model. The following design thinking tools are recommended to be used for facilitating the process of setting up and revising a curriculum. Media research. This tool helps you gather new information to fuel your inspiration by better understanding the context and providing direction to your project. Media research helps you find new perspectives and opportunities by investigating similar courses in other institutions. Image interview. The image interview is a technique that combines aspects of a common structured interview and a photo interview. Talking with your target group, the students, about their perception of an ongoing curriculum helps you gain access to their needs and learning experiences. This tool is very useful to obtain new insights about the characteristics, learning needs and standpoint of your students. Goal brainwriting helps you to generate useful ideas by clustering them according to several categories. It starts with a clear description of the problem. How can we? And should provide up to 12 very useful ideas for further development. The 10 best ideas are voted by the group of participants. Module 3 is organized in order to let explore the emergence, empathy, experimentation, elaboration and extension phases of the 6-Square model. Outcomes expected. When creating and designing developing educational content, you're expected to achieve the following outcomes: setting the learner experience, defining the learning outcomes, objectives, outlining the theme and topics to be addressed, designing lessons and activities, defining the assessment. To help you achieve the objectives, outcomes of designing, developing the educational contents, you should apply a set of design thinking tools provided by the Six Square model. These tools can also be applied during classes to facilitate the learning process of your students. The following design thinking tools are recommended to be used for developing the educational contents. Interest group discussion. The interest group discussion is a technique that provides a good overview of the important topics, issues regarding the educational contents you plan to develop. Start by selecting a group of participants that you expect to positively contribute to the discussion, securing a multivisionary input to your project. Module 4 is organized in order to let explore the emergence, empathy, elaboration and extension phases of Six Square model. Outcomes expected. Defining methods to assess the students. Making sure the assessment methods are aligned to the expected learning outcomes. Defining the resources needed, cost and time-wise, for both students and staff. Describing the use of feedback provided to the students. Outlining what skills and capabilities you want your students to leave your course with. To help you define or revise assessment practices, you should apply a set of design thinking tools provided by the Six Square model. The following design thinking tools are recommended to be used, setting your assessment practices. Module 5 is organized in order to let explore the emergence, experimentation, elaboration and extension phases of Six Square model. Outcomes expected. Defining the learning and the skills of the students you intend to promote. Outlining the learning strategies. Defining the spaces, tools, resources needed for engaging the students throughout the learning experience. Assessing the impact of the learning space in the student's experience. To help you gather and analyzing information to facilitate the process of designing learning spaces, you should use a set of design thinking tools provided by the Six Square model. The following design thinking tools are recommended to be used setting your assessment practices. Intent statement. This tool helps to clarify your motivation to innovate the learning spaces in your institution. It also guides your decisions about the changes you need to implement. By reflecting on what is your intention, what are the opportunities, what is the new value you're creating, who is your target group, and what are the risks, you'll get a concise statement of your innovation intent regarding learning spaces development. Module 6 is organized in order to let explore the emergence, empathy, and extension phases of the Six Square model. Outcomes expected. Building a holistic and multiverse learning environment where different perspectives, realities and beliefs should coexist and be respected. Focusing on all the different contexts where the learning occurs. Acknowledging the position and relationships in the classroom. Promoting meta-communication and meta-reflection. To help you explore your own pedagogical skills and become a facilitator of learning experiences, we invite to use a set of design thinking tools provided by the Six Square model. The following design thinking tools are recommended to be used for facilitating the process of setting up and revising a curriculum. SWOT analysis. This tool helps you to understand the positive aspects of educators, facilitators, what is functioning in learning, teaching, which aspects are an advantage and what could be improved. The quality of your SWOT analysis depends on a thorough understanding of the role of the facilitator in a teaching-learning process and is typically done with a multidisciplinary team involving students, teachers, and staff. Module 6 is organized in order to explore the emergence, empathy, and extension phases of the 6 Square model.